John Kvale, and this is our April capital market and financial planning review. Hope you like the broken dominoes there. It's supposed to represent AI's version of burning the bridge, but I have a better one in the actual post. Explanation on the bright shirt. I've gone to a fun Monday shirt. Every Monday I wear kind of a bright shirt. Well, if you wear a bright shirt, you have to have a whole bunch of different kinds, because if you just have one, it'll be too easily known. So it's a Saturday, and I am doing this post. This post will actually hit on Monday, so I thought I would go ahead and wear this, and I had a few funny comments from before. So let's jump into the post. Those of you that are in listen-only mode, driving down the street, keep your hands on the wheel. We do this in a video, audio, podcast format. I'm trying to do this. It's a Saturday, like I said, had a long jog, and so trying to do this in a more relaxed fashion, even though I have a lot to go over. So I'll keep it short and keep it on point. I've got mostly financial planning and update information reviews as it relates to the last month, and then one interesting diversification capital market. So I'll jump right into it. And I'm redoing some of the way this flows to make it a little bit easier for us all to look on our cell phones. So as we near summer, everybody's getting ready for travel tips, and our favorite travel tip app is Tripit. I realized that I didn't explain very well in my last reviews what Tripit does. And basically, once you set up your trip and you know all the prices, and you plug all the prices in from hotel rooms to, most importantly, airlines, it'll continue to search the airline fares. And if the airfares drop, then as I mentioned here, it knows what you paid, and it watches, and then it gives you a text or an email. A text and an email. I allow it to text my phone. It's one of the few things that I do allow. So this thing has paid for itself 10 times over. It's paid for itself to infinity. So I'd literally say probably over $1,000 on this thing. Although I do travel a lot, and some of those travels unfortunately end up being kind of last minute, which I discuss in part one. I talk about the in part one right here. For those of you that are in listen only mode, I'm going over the upper part of the first segment of this post. In part one, I go over the Tripit. One neat thing about this Tripit app as well, and I've used it in a meeting before, and it will let you know, it scrolls the entrances of certain airports, not all, and it looks at the traffic, and it figures out how far you are away, and it'll text you and say, hey, you need to go now to make your flight. I've used that before when I was in a long meeting and said, listen, I'm not trying to leave early, but look, and I showed him my phone, and it made for an easy exit in the meeting. There were several people in the meeting. In part two, I talk, basically it's getting there, and that's about booking flights. Oh, back to part one, I also talk about Airbnb and VRBO, along with some other hotel stuff that I found interesting over the year. I know many of you, this is probably maybe not what you're doing on your family vacation, but maybe it'll help some of your business vacation as well. Getting points, the high point or the gist of the getting points is, while we're not big fans of using the credit cards recklessly, in this second part of the post, just get a credit card or two that fits your lifestyle. Focus on using just those, and you will accumulate points fast. Now, I kind of like this neat, fun little, this was AI generated, Gemini generated this little picture of getting to wherever you're going. A skeptical eye, I say this, be skeptical, not cynical. This is the second part of this, or second section of this upper planning. I've done a lot of 21 articles on inheritance. Now, they aren't all on inheritance heirship, but this article from Think Advisor hit us, and it was 42% of folks spend their inheritance within a year. I dug deep in it. I couldn't discredit it. And then I found two other articles that talked about the trouble that inheritance have. And in my review of this, I mentioned, well, I thought it was going to probably be small amounts. It was a little bit more, and then I said, well, maybe it's people that are younger, and it was older. So it refuted both of my arguments. Okay, I'll begrudgingly say, if this is very hard to quantify, because you got to get people to tell you this. Otherwise, there's really no other way to track it. So here's the post as well. but I do have a collection of things that I've seen. I'm approaching my 40th year to do this, and I have seen multiple generations pass down, and the successes and lack of successes. So I'm working on finishing up a post on that, which will be part 2. And this was pretty interesting when I was embarrassingly creating last Friday's post about a compliance email that I sent out to everybody, and I didn't lead with "there's no action on here," and quite a few of you said, "Hey, what do I need to do?" I'm so sorry about that. But I was literally watching in the background, I was watching the golf channel, and they made the announcement that the Live Golf Tour had lost its funding. When these guys left, when some of the golfers left and went to from the PGA Tour, they burned every bridge. They called the PGA Tour terrible, and it just made for a great example. As I am honored to help with folks maneuver through employment situations, contract situations, co-worker situations, co-owner situations, one thing that I always end with is don't burn any bridges. It's a very small world. And so, and it also just doesn't feel that good. It's a bad karma, and it's a short-term good feeling to get that jab in, but then after you sleep on it, it doesn't do. Now, that doesn't mean you have to praise the person or the situation. You can distance yourself from it, but no need to be mean. And by the way, it may make the world a little bit better place. Okay, this is kind of a collage. This is one of the many items that I wake up to every morning. I know, nerds. And this is a year-to-date chart of about 10 or 15 different indexes that we look at. And it's interesting to see that the ever mighty S&P 500, which is one of the more popular and well-known, dominated by the United States, is trailing. The just here is just diversification. We always, I'm not saying that you can't have, and we do advocate for a large investment in your home currency, but it's good to have diversification as well. So, all right, that's it. I went a little bit long. I apologize. My video equipment worked first time out of the boot with just one update. And so I will hopefully get this posted without problem on Monday. And I thank you for your time. Have a great day. Welcome to May.